Hello, guys. Um, it's been a bit. It's been a bit since I've posted a video. Um, they sent me off to the loony bin for a little bit. Yeah. Drop the bit for a second. I was in the hospital for a little bit. But I am back now. I'm not gonna talk about it that much because I don't really feel like I need to discuss it that much. But I'm back. And I'm not doing a sketchbook tour today. I'm actually here to talk about my OCs, my beloved children. So yeah, I'm not gonna talk about all of them today. I am gonna talk about Ram and Corey though. Ram and Corey. My two main OCs. There are other OCs to this story, but these two are like the main guys. Like they're the guys. They're him, basically. Yeah. So take my jacket off real quick. Oh my god, my words. Holy crap. Take my jacket off real quick because it is hot in here. Also, I mayhaps have gotten an actual tripod. So the days of my film setup being my phone taped to a lamp are over. They're done. I'll put a picture up of the lamp setup, because it was pretty bad. But I have an actual tripod now. It still might be a little bit shaky because my desk is just kind of shaky, but it's like, at least it's like an actual tripod now, and it's not like my phone taped to a lamp. So that's really cool, and awesome. So, what I don't really want to draw for this video because I've kind of been drawing all day, but I low-key forgot to record it, so sorry about that. But I'm gonna go through like the evolution of these characters, basically, showing you some new drawings of them, and then like their oldest, like most ancient designs, and by ancient I mean like last summer, because these are like very relatively new OCs. So I will mainly be showing Ram and Corey, but I will show some of the other characters. I just won't get into their lore. So first I'm going to describe like the lore behind my story a little bit. Forgive me if this is really like boring and like nonsensical. Yeah, forgive me if it's like not making sense at all. But yeah. So basically so it's post-apocalyptic, right? It's like after like the world was like destroyed by like wars and like global warming and stuff. So like fast forward like in the future, basically. And there's a city on the ground in like one of the few like habitable places left on Earth. And then there's like a city yeah, I can definitely talk. So city on the ground, and then above that there's a platform in the sky, and there's a city on that, and that's a city in the sky. So the people on the ground, this is a really brief like thing of my lore. I will put like there's actually a really big description of it in my community post if you want to go see that. That's like where like the details are. But I'm too lazy to recite that all right now because that sounds like a lot. Basically, City on Ground believes that City in Sky is God, basically, and then City in Sky takes advantage of that, for all of their natural resources on the ground, basically exploiting them. But there are some doubters starting to pop up on the ground, and so, City in Sky artificially creates, like, bioengineers angels out of, like, unwilling human test subjects, obviously, to like send down to basically like prove that they're God. But their tests kind of like go. Here's where Corey comes in. Their tests kind of go like dookie bad at first, because at first they were just gonna be like, oh, we're just gonna create like spokes angels that like go down and are like, yeah, God is upstairs, yeah. But they low-key Corey. This is the first experiment, and they low-key fuck him up. He basically, the way they bioengineer him with this entire like new massive growth of wings is basically his body doesn't have enough blood to sustain this new growth, so he needs to consume blood. So they wake him up from one of his like surgeries or procedures or whatever experiment they were doing on him, and he eats the first scientist he sees. So that's a little background on Corey, and then they send him down later to try to like prove stuff. I'm gonna look in this and like find and bookmark all of the drawings of them in here, and then I will get back to you guys. All right? Bye. Okay, so we're gonna start off with this sketchbook right here, which is where the idea for Corey and Ram kind of originated. I will say, this book has a lot more Corey than Ram. I think it has like one drawing of Ram. So you're not gonna get a lot of him in here. But let's see, let's go to the first tab. The first one is Ram. Ignore these ones over here. These have nothing to do with my OCs. This is Ram. This is the drawing that I based his design off of. So when I made this drawing, it wasn't intended to be him, but it was what his first design looked like. I still really love this drawing. I still think this drawing is like really cool. Because I did it with like one of those like multicolor pens, so that's really awesome. But this is one of the first drawings of Ram. Now I'm gonna explain Ram's lore a little bit. It's not really, his backstory is like not really that special. He's basically like a church janitor. And he grew up like in a house in like a really small, like crappy house. But his parents were very sweet to him. His parents were very kind and loving. But he has like 7 siblings living in this like tiny house with him. And he like, the only reason why really he got a job in the like church is because it pays pretty good. And so he would be able to like afford like a trailer or like some like small shack to live in, so that he wouldn't have to like live in this house with both his parents and like 7 siblings. So he's a very kind of lonely guy. He kind of isolates himself because he never like got to be alone ever. But he's kind of lonely. So he's hesitant about sharing his space. But he also like, he's never really felt like, since his parents had like 7 other kids to take care of, he's never really felt like specifically like chosen or anything, or like he's never felt important basically. So that's why you'll see later, I'll explain, him and Corey's relationship is not like the worst relationship ever. Like I wouldn't say that they're like super toxic, but they're definitely not the most healthy because they're kind of codependent, especially Ram. Ram is kind of the initiator of the codependency because Corey kind of needs him, but like Ram, like he doesn't take advantage of. That sounds so bad because he's not like evil, obviously. But he does kind of take advantage of that, I guess, but like not in like a bad way. I don't know. You'll see. So we got that one done. These are actually, these are not Ram and Corey, but I thought it would be worth it to show them because these guys' dynamic, these were old OCs that I made for a college course. These guys, their like dynamic kind of is like what I originally based Corey and Ram's dynamic off of. Their dynamic is not exactly like this anymore, but you know, it's like inhuman freak of nature and then like priest guy. So yeah, that's basically their dynamic. This has nothing to do with it, but this is like a early design for Corey. Originally he had long hair. I decided to not like chop all his hair off. At one point I did chop all his hair off and give him like a buzz cut and then like 3 days later, I decided I hated that, and so I gave him his hair back, kind of, but I kind of wanted to, like, give it the look where it was, like, it looks like it's, like, cut with, like, safety scissors. Like, it's, like, really choppy and, like, messed up. But he used to have, like, really long, flowy hair, so that's what this was. So it was, like, really long, flowy hair. These ones aren't important. But right here, this is also another, like, early Corey design. His hair is a little more choppy here, which I kind of like. I really like this drawing. And this is where I first implemented his eyes being red kind of thing. I didn't make him, like, completely albino until later, because I wanted, like, obviously, like, the red eyes to make, like, biological sense, but he is albino. He's, like, almost see-through. It's, like, weird. Like, you can kind of, like, see his veins under his skin. I haven't drawn it yet, like, the extent of it, but I do think it's, like, quite neat. So this is when I first, like, established Corey as a character. This is, like, one of my favorite drawings that I have ever done in my entire life. This is, like, I obviously the anatomy could use some work, but, like, genuinely just, like, the hatching and everything, oh, it's so yummy. But I got the idea, for Corey by listening to, like, some, like, song in Russian. Or Russian or German, I think. I don't really know. But I, like, forgot, like, the band. But it kind of, like, inspired me to make him, almost. Because for some reason the entire time I was listening to that song, I was thinking about, like, pomegranates, and then also, like, the, like, whole, like, trope of, like, cannibalism as, like, a metaphor for, like, obsession or, like, love or something. And so I was like, oh, I'm gonna make a character based off that. And then this entire story, like, spiraled from that idea, of, like, oh, like, a cannibalistic angel who, like, eats people. So that's him. More, like, the red eye stuff. I really like this drawing. Let me, like, get it, like, more close up. I really like it. And then more Corey. So he has to, like, eat people to sustain his, like, wings. I made his wings in my more recent designs, like, a lot more, like, fleshy and, like, grotesque and weird, because, like, I feel like they wouldn't just be, like, bird wings if they were, like, biomechanically engineered. So they get changed a little bit, but, like, not too much. Nothing here is important except for this is Corey right here. I still had the long flowy hair with him, and I hadn't really, like, figured out, like, what face structure I really, like, wanted him to have. So it fluctuates a lot. And then this is the first drawing of Ethel ever. Ethel is another one of the angel experiments. He's just a lot more messed up than Corey. This is an early design of Ethel, but Ethel gets worse, don't worry. I'll have a whole separate video on Ethel. Because Ethel's, like, yeah, Ethel's special. Trying to center this. Ooh, this page. I love this page. This page is mainly Ethel, because here's Ethel. I love this drawing of Ethel. This is also another one of my, like, favorite drawings that I've ever did. I think it made it the, like, thumbnail of the last sketchbook tour I did, because I love this drawing so much. Corey, again, and these are, like, angel, like, just, like, general angel concepts. I keep tapping at them. Boop, 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 boop. General angel concepts. I don't know if I'm gonna end up using them, but I thought they were pretty neat. So here's more Corey. You guys could probably see all of these drawings in my old sketchbook tour, but I will get into more of their, like, the character dynamics in my new sketchbook. So it'll be, like, kind of like a sketchbook tour, I guess, but it's like you only get to see, like, some new drawings for my new sketchbook. More Ethel. Not gonna put any pointers on this because this video isn't about Ethel. Ethel can have his own video later. Corey, see, again, still, like, the feathery wings and stuff, but I do vibe with this drawing quite a bit. It's okay. The feet are, like, really ugly because I didn't know how to draw feet, and the leg anatomy is, like, low-key really messed up. But other than that, I kind of like the swirly, like, stuff. I don't really know what it is, but it's something. This is the last page in this sketchbook that has anything to do with my OCs. Corey, kinda, this is where I really started to implement that, like, choppy hair look. I got the inspo for this drawing from some drawing on Pinterest I saw. I don't know if I'll be able to find it. If I do find it, I'll put it on screen, but I don't think I will because I don't think I saved it. And then this is an early design for Vilt. I still don't have a good Vilt design down yet, but this isn't Vilt's video, so we're not going to talk about Vilt. And that's all of the OC drawings for this sketchbook. It's just, like, very, like, basic, like, character design stuff, which I change all of their designs, like, a lot, so this isn't really, like, super relevant anymore, but, like, I wanted to, like, show you how, like, my characters started off. I will go to the next sketchbook, this one right here, and I will, like, sticky note all the pages, and then we'll get more into their lore there. Okay, I have sticky noted this, and we can get into it. This one's gonna be a lot more in-depth, because there's more drawings of them here. So I love this drawing so freaking much. It's, so basically, I'm gonna, like, talk about their dynamic now a little bit more. So basically, when the top city, like, throws Corey down to, like, try to, like, actually, like, oh, like, even if he doesn't, like, they're like, oh, he'll, like, they, because he, like, needs, like, to eat people, basically, like, not eat people, but, like, he needs to, like, drink their blood to survive, but, like, not in, like, a vampire way, I guess. So the scientists that, like, have been housing him for years basically are like, hey, like, you go down here, you can, like, kill all these, like, doubters and stuff, like, while, like, proving that, like, we're God or whatever. But they don't really take into account the fact that, like, his brain hasn't been altered, besides the fact that he has a thirst for blood, so he's, like, still, like, very human and has, like, human morals and stuff, so he doesn't really want to eat people. So they throw him down. He doesn't really know how to use his wings, but he kind of breaks his fall, and he kind of crashes into, Ram's church's roof. And Ram is doing his, like, sweeping and stuff, and he goes in the next morning, and he goes to sweep the attic and stuff, and he finds Corey just, like, low-key sitting in the corner, eating a dead rat. And he's like, man, who the fuck are you, and why are you in this church? And why the fuck do you have wings? And then Corey's like, yo, I'm dangerous. You need to kill me. And Ram is like, I'm not killing you. You're just, like, a random dude up here. He's like, no, I'm serious. You need to kill me. Ram doesn't kill him because he's like, why the fuck would I kill you? You haven't done anything to me. So then Corey, like, Loki, like, tries to, like, scare him by being like, oh, I'm gonna eat you. I'm gonna eat you. You need to kill me. And he's like, man, you're not gonna eat me. You silly goose. You're goofing. You're not gonna eat me. And he's like, yeah, you're right. I don't think I could, like, bring myself to, like, do that. So he brings Corey back to his house, and he's like, so how the fuck did you get in that attic? Why is there a hole in it, and why do you have wings? And Corey tells him, like, the entire thing about, like, the upper city and everything, and Ram is like, whoa. So my entire, like, view of life has just been shattered. I'm gonna need a minute to process this, but you can stay here, because I don't think letting you outside for people to see would be a good thing. So Corey lives in Ram's house with him, and basically the longer Corey isn't drinking and, like, eating human blood, the weaker he's getting, to the point where he's getting, like, really sick, and, like, it's like, if he doesn't consume human blood at some point, he's going to die. And Ram kind of realizes this, like, he kind of, like, figures it out on it. Like, Corey doesn't tell him this, but he kind of figures it out himself with, like, his worsening condition and, like, the fact that, like, he saw him, like, eating the rat and stuff, and, like, the threats he made at first. So he goes to him one day, and he's like, I want you to drink my blood. And Corey's like, what the fuck, no. Like, I could kill you. And he's like, well, I want you to do it anyway, I don't care. And Corey, like, really doesn't want to. Ram doesn't like force him, but he kind of does, but like just in like a way where like he wants to keep him alive. So he kind of like persuades him to, almost like kind of manipulative, but like with good intent. Like he wants him to live, partially because he is a human after all, and two because he's like low-key like gotten really attached to just like having him there like in his house as like somebody to take care of, and he doesn't really like know who he is besides taking care of Corey and going and doing church work. So he convinces Corey to do that. So that's basically what this drawing is, and then I like collaged some stuff from like a magazine. I think this was like a dentist ad or something. One bite and it's over. But I really like how I drew like the bathtub and like the tile walls and like the blood dripping down from the, ooh, it's so good. It's so good. I love this drawing. Even though Corey still doesn't have long hair anymore. This is not his hair color either anymore. And Ram has a different body type now. Ram looks not completely different. He's just like a little bit chubbier. He's a little bit chubbier. Not chubbier, but like I guess chubbier, but he also has like a little bit more like structure to him. Like he's a little more thick. But I still really like this drawing for their designs at the time. This one I'm just gonna give y'all like a quick look at because it really has nothing to do with Ram and Corey. But here is Donna. I love her. She's another character in this story. Donna's awesome. I heart Donna. I'm so sorry for everything I put you through, girl. Yeah. The Ram and Corey page. Ooh, 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 pretty pickles. But here is basically another thing about like the whole like cannibalism as like a thing for like obsession. So it's like Corey's reaction to like drinking Ram's blood is very like, why the fuck would you let me do that? Like, why the hell would you let me do that? Fuck, I hate you, I hate you, I hate you. Stop it. No, you don't. Like, he's like, well, you're alive, so, and that was the goal. And he's like, well, you should have just like let me like die. Like, I hurt you. And he's like, I don't really care. Is Ram toxic for this? Yes. Is it because I like toxic yaoi? Yes. Neither of them are bad people though. They're just like low-key really unhealthy. But like not like super bad. You get what I mean? Are you guys catching my flow? Or am I dropping the ball? Yeah, sorry. But I love these drawings. Again, they're not completely accurate. This is the first time where I introduced Corey's like choppy, like cut, like hair that like looks all like cut up and like choppy, and I freaking love it so much. I made it a little longer since here. I might actually go back to this like short haircut style. But the only problem with it and the reason why I changed it, because this is low-key. I just burped. I'm so sorry. Excuse me. This is low-key kind of how my hair looks. And then his face shape is kind of like mine, so I changed his face shape a little bit too, because I don't want him looking too much like me, because then he just looks like a self-insert, and that's kind of weird, I guess. But yeah, I really like this drawing right here. I think it's so good, dude. They're so codependent. Ugh. Yummy, yummy. Yeah. Oh, this isn't Corey or Ram, but I just wanted to show off this drawing because this is Daisy, and she's another character in the story, and I freaking love her, and I freaking love this drawing. She's like so cool, guys. Guys, you should low-key tell me what you think of my OCs in the comments. I would like be like forever like grateful. Thank you in advance. More Ethel information about Ethel. You can pause and read it if you want to. I'm not gonna. Ethel is like Corey if Corey had no morals, and was also a lot more messed up. So Ethel, this is just unsticking. But yeah, Ethel. Ooh, let's go. Ugh, Coda. Coda's another one of my characters, and I hate him. I hate his guts. He's like so freaking gross, and I hate him, and he's like the worst. Whew, I can't wait to get to the part of the story where Daisy kills him with a knife. Anyways, spoilers. Corey, my beloved. This was at some point in the story. Because some point in the story, he's going to get this really big scar across his face. He doesn't have it in the beginning, but he's going to get it at some point. So sometimes I draw him with it, and sometimes I draw him without it. I drew this drawing in the hospital, and it was low-key the most peak thing I drew in there. The shading is just really nice. And this is kind of like how I want his hair to be, like very like choppy and like not organized. So there's more Corey, and then this is like pre-experiment Ethel. Daisy. I love you, Daisy. And then more Corey and Ram. Freaky. They're... Corey, get your freaking mouth off this man. But yeah, this is also, like, this is when I started to, like, kind of, like, bulk up Ram. Not bulk up, but, like, I started, like, bulk up Ram a little bit, so he wouldn't be so skinny. Because they can't both be twinks, guys. I mean, they could, but I don't want them to both be twinks, okay? That's freaking... That's freaking, like, Corey's job. Ooh, I love these drawings so freaking much. So I decided to do full bodies of them. And this is when I, like, really, like, changed their designs a lot. So this is Ram. He's shorter than Corey. And here's Corey. Yeah. And then there's more Corey. I love this drawing of him. This is when I changed his face shape, and I low-key think this is the face shape that, like, works the best for him. And then them together, they're so freaking cute, guys. And then this is Corey, like, future Corey. He has, like, the flowy, longer hair and the scar thing. And then here's Corey eating somebody's heart. He got a little hungry, guys. He's got a little hungry. It's okay. He's got a little hungry. And then the last page, is just more Corey. It's just more Corey. I really like this drawing of him. I think it's really cute. I just drew it while listening to the song Animal Cannibal, which I think really fits him. I have music playlists for all my OCs, because I'm just like that. But yeah, there will be more OC lore videos in the future, but I just, like, high-key don't have time for that right now, because I'm, like, low-key really busy. But I hope you enjoy this, like, shorter video, I guess, and I hope you have a great day, and I really hope you like my OCs. Please tell me what you think of them in the comments below, please, I'm begging you. Bye! Have a good day!